three distinguished lady members here, and actually should have been a lady anchor here, not me. Anyway, nevertheless, Devandarji called me a couple of days ago and said, Suresh, you need to be there. So before I get into speaking to them and definitely, getting to know their thoughts, because we did have a small briefing session before this, people often ask me, how women play a very important role in everybody's life. And people ask me, what is the second name Kochatil in your name? I said, okay, fine. That is my mom's house name in Kerala. Among the Nair Menon community, we follow the matrilineal system. So the mom takes the precedence, and the house name is always from the mom's side. In fact, the girls get all the property. My sister got everything, literally. So that is how it is in Kerala. But today, that system is more or less slowed down. I'm not sure about, Divya, whether she got anything. But yeah, that's because she's also from Kerala, so that's why. But anyway, long story short, the idea is that to pick the brains of the three women here who two of them at least have a defense connection, and the third one is a corporate lawyer. And we all soon came to know that at least three of us are from the same area of Secunderabad, that is Sainik Puri and Alwal and all that. So before I go in no particular direction, I brief all the three panelists that it's a free talk. I hate to, they were given some questions, but I don't know whether they really wanted to answer those questions, but I'll keep it very, very light-hearted so that you get to know more about them, and that is the idea behind it. So I will start with Priya, you, in terms of understanding. When you talk about women in nation building, it's a very esoteric subject. It's like a huge thing, as if we're going to build a big bomb out there kind of stuff. But when you look at India's history and the way it was shaped over the years, Captain Lakshmi Sehgal, and you had so many women to go back and fall back on in terms of understanding India's history. When it comes to the modern parlance, what kind of women do you see in your daily life and in your professional corporate life?
Thank you so much, Suresh. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not much worried about post-lunch session because all my sessions are post-lunch. But I'm just only worried about post-lunch and beyond, the session time starts shrinking. Because the first and second, they get the lion's share, and people go overboard with their time. And then at the end, there'll be somebody, an invisible whip behind us, that finish it off, only 20 seconds, only 30 seconds. And unfortunately or fortunately, I come from two professions where I don't give chance to speak to anybody because I'm a lawyer and a professor. So where one side, my students have no choice but to listen to me unless I ask them questions for a brownie points, or my clients have to listen to me, and unfortunately, judges also have to listen to us. And now, actually, I'm put in a spot saying that 25 minutes, my mind starts ringing. How do I manage that? Anyway, I've wasted almost 5 minutes already. So as far as the nation building and women's contribution is concerned, I just don't want to use big names like Lakshmi Sehgal or Rani Lakshmi Bai or that blah, blah. The nation building where women contribution starts from home. A woman contributes from there, and then, she ascends that ladder to the level of national building. Why do we have to think only women has to contribute at the national level as a politician or as a scientist or as a, entrepreneur or anything? Every mother, every wife contributes to nation building. I just wanted to share a very short story about my own mom because I can't talk about anybody else. We come from a very, very orthodox Iyengar family where women are supposed to be married at 13 the max, and they're supposed to be only, involved in procreation and serving the family. That's the only job. Going beyond that is like we are completely, outcasted in the family. And with a very, very modest salary, my father was a priest in a temple with 70 rupees, and we were 5 children. And the needs are endless at that time as well, because not like today, but that time today we have money, that time we didn't have money. So we wanted to build a small house because we lived in temples all the time. In the prakarams, we know only temple as our home. So small, modest home of 10 by 10 room was our starting home. So we wanted money for that. And my father had a shortage of about, I think, 2 or 3,000 rupees then. So we didn't have that money, and my father is a pujari in a temple, and nobody would give him any loan because there is no collateral except that, pieces of coconut and little bit of, kumkum. That's all my father could afford. So my father was really worried. How long am I going to live in this temple prakarams? But I need a money assistance. And my mother slowly gets up and goes inside and takes one that spices that we call it pittalai, anjani petti we call it, where, all spices are here. She pulls out 2,000 rupees and gives it to my father. And my mother didn't even finish second grade in those days. And whatever my father earned, saved, that did not make any difference. But my mother, with the 2,000 rupees, today she could create a lawyer like me, who actually being a I was part of, when both the states, Telangana, Andhra, divided. I was part of the, revenue laws reviewing committee member. So don't you think that is a nation building started from my mother's 2,000 rupees? That's where it starts. And we don't have to use big words like, building nation and giving big lectures and mentoring. Our nation building will have to start from home. Our children have to be pushed to that level to contribute to that nation building. And the nation building level starts from there, and it goes on and on, and we should never stop doing that. And the profession I am in, it is completely male-dominated profession. If somebody tries to, file a PIL against me for saying that, I'm okay to face it. It's very difficult. It is very difficult, male-dominated profession. I have seen myself where women are only, relegated to taking the files and running around and taking dates. Because when a woman go and ask the judge, my honor, my senior is very busy, please give me a short date, the judge won't refuse. That stage it is. But to coming from that stage to becoming a very eminent, arguing lawyer, it takes a long. But it doesn't take that long that we cannot take a leap of faith. The only thing that comes is the commitment and conviction. And I feel that is, we are actually, starving in the department. Women starves in the department. Their commitment gets completely hijacked or diverted once they change the phase. They become a mother, they become a grandmother, and they become something. Their focus changes. What they aspire to become a leader, to contribute to the nation economy or nation building, that completely gets faded away. So again, I wanted to reiterate, nation building is not something big that as it sounds, but it is a very smaller mindset and smaller efforts and consistency from women that if I want to do it, I can do it. Doesn't matter anybody supports, anybody doesn't support. We don't need anybody's supports. Biologically, girl children are much stronger. They take the first step than the boy. They speak, of course, we always speak. They speak the first word, then the boy. I think the boy baby speaks about 10 months and beyond. Many girl children starts speaking at the month of 8th. My mother said I started talking when I was about 7. So that's why I continue to speak even now. So that's in our DNA. So I am telling, we have the voice, we have the courage, we have the commitment, we have everything in place. We don't need anybody to come and mentor us and say, who else has the right or who has the deserving power to empower us? We have everything. Rather, we can empower other genders and other generations. So don't think we are short of anything. Nation building starts within you. Nation building starts from home. That's what I believe in. Thank you.
Thank you, Priya. I think you put all that into a nutshell, because most of us look up to our moms, for inspiration. And when we need money, when we were young, mom was the person to go to. So great, because vision, courage, and commitment, as the lines been given to us for this session, I think all captured into one single talk. And in fact, the briefing I gave them was that I said, people love to listen to stories. This is what I do for a living, day in and day out. Tell stories to people, they listen to you. It is not I, me, myself, but like Donald Trump does, but beyond it, it is people love to listen to stories. And there are so many wonderful stories that we see everywhere around. It gives us so much of motivation. And sure enough, Kantirekha, you are next in the line now. Obviously, a lady who has a lineage that, the Tessie Thomas and others in the same line, in the same organization, DRDO, as a scientist. Kanti, what is your inspiration? Where do you take that from?
Very good afternoon, sir, and my co-panelists and audience members. Firstly, I want to thank HMA to invite me into such a light panel discussion, because rarely we get an opportunity to come out of our research establishment, because our work nature is like that. We will be busy with long working hours, making missile systems, testing them, that we rarely get this kind of opportunity to meet people from other sectors. So coming to the point that how I am inspired, I should probably remember around some 20 years back, that is 20 to 25 years back, when I was in 10th standard, when this Kargil happened. So in every household, we were so motivated, and most of the discussions in schools used to happen that, yes, we should join army, we should work for our country. It never depended on gender, girls, boys. Everybody were so motivated that we should go to border, we should fight. So I am also from that generation. I strongly felt that I should join army. So in my engineering, when I have received my gold medal and I wanted to join army as a short service commissioned officer. Those days it was not like this, that we have application forms in internet or something. We never knew internet those days. We used to take applications all the way coming to GPO in Abbots, where there used to be big displays that, yes, this is the next recruitment, this is the next recruitment. So I traveled all the way there, got an application form, filled it, and I have given it to my father to post it for the short service commissioned appointment. And my father was dead against joining me in Indian Army. One, being a girl child. Second, the conventional thinking that no army may not suit our families. So I still remember that all my batchmates have got hall tickets and other things, whereas I didn't get, though I was a gold medalist. And when I confronted my father as to why he has not posted it, then he said, somehow I am apprehensive in you joining into Indian Army. So you can try civil defense sector. That is, there are recruitments in defense labs. You try, if you are talented, you will get. So that, I took it as a challenge, sir. And those days we did not have coaching also. I used to read day and night. I have written my exam. I topped my exam. And when I was recruited as scientist and I was given an opportunity to select one of the labs over 50 laboratories in India, I have chosen missile labs in Hyderabad as my posting area, because I wanted to work very closely with Indian Army. This is a fact. And me being topper of that batch, I was given that choice. I came to Hyderabad, I have joined. And incidentally, I am leading one of the major Agni missile program today. And I am awarded Meritorious Scientist Award, and I am recognized among the top 75 women scientists of DRDO. And it is published by our President, Draupadi Murmu Madam. So, other than me, I mean myself, like what Sir was telling, I also want to extend the point which Madam has already told, that nation building doesn't stop with people like us who are front runners, who work in defense sectors, or like ma'am who works in law firms, or people who are highly placed. It starts from home. Ma'am is right. At the same time, because this being an elite community and highly educated community, I want to bring forth one point to all of you. If you read newspapers about women entering into science and technology or engineering and mathematics fields, you can see that 40 to 43% female students are enrolled this year in engineering, medicine, or mathematics or any other technology fields. But what is happening to this 40 or 43%? When you look at any organization, whether corporate or government or entrepreneurs, only 5% of women are there as part of all these sectors. So out of 45% who are enrolling in studies, who are getting educated, only 5% are coming out and trying to lead their career. So what is happening to this 40%? This 40% is stepping back mainly because of society rules or roles which are defined that I should take care of my family, I should take care of my parents, I should take care of my children. And we should also understand that it is not imposed by your family, it is imbibed in us. There is a lot of emotional attachment to a lady, to their family. It is so much that we will be the first person to sacrifice our career to take care of all these responsibilities, because of which we are seeing that that 45% is not getting converted even to 25% of women in leading roles. This we should actually tell to girls in much younger age. We should try to tell them that during education phase they will be in very secure environment, but once they move out of education, start taking jobs, there will be different kinds of challenges. We should psychologically motivate them and try to build an ecosystem for your family, for your friends, for your neighbors, an ecosystem where if at a particular point you have to give priority to your profession, you should have an alternate ecosystem, family, friends, siblings, in-laws, who will take care of your family responsibilities. Only then, this theme what is told that women-led development is possible. Otherwise, it is only in lectures. It is not possible. I can tell you in my own batchmates, my own engineering classmates, only 5 of us are still working out of 180 people. Why so? So what we should realize is, though you have roles and responsibilities towards your family, you have a role and responsibility towards nation building. Even if you are stepping back for some time to take care of your family needs, please come back onto the forefront and pick up where you left. Only then the government-driven Atmanirbhar Bharat is possible. Without that, without women in forefront, 2047 Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India will be just in books. We should encourage women in various sectors to come out. Like my own mother, who taught us, me and my brother, he's a surgeon, I'm a scientist. Once we are employed, we moved out of home. She could effectively utilize her free time by training my maid's children and all local kids. And she has trained nearly 50, 60 professionals who are in various positions now. When she could take up after some point of time, why not us? So this courage is required in female, especially in women of India, if we are thinking of nation building with women-led leadership. Thank you.
Thank you. That is inspiring because the missile projects in India, usually I read a lot about it, are mostly headed by women. And that is a big, I think, difference that this nation has made. And we are at 19 minutes now, so still within the time. Now I come to you, Divya, Major Divya Pillai, to be precise. Corps of Engineers, Indian Army, and now, of course, retired architect now. So in terms of understanding from you, Divya, you would have had a huge number of challenges working across the country. She wanted to join the army, didn't get a chance, but you did. Can you just take us through that? What moments inspired you? Which kind of people inspired you, especially women? Can you just take us through that? The mic is there with you. Just switch it on. The button is there.
I think I'm audible without the mic and with the mic. Yes? That's how we are trained. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Major Divya, And I am an veteran. I don't call myself a veteran. I was released in 5 years. You'll ask me why 5 years. We didn't get a chance to continue. So we fought in the court. And today, my counterparts are commanding units. So if I continued, now I wouldn't have got a chance, but if I was born again, probably I would command a unit. And I'm an architect, so I come from two professions which are male dominated. So I'm the only child, girl child. Bonus. My father, I come from a defense generation. My grandfather was in the Air Force, my father was in the Navy. I wanted to join the army. But my father said, no, girls cannot join the army. And those days, which I'm talking about is 30 years back, I wanted to join the army. And he said, nahi, doctor ban. Nahi, doctor banna, capacity nahi hai. Then after he said, army mein doctor ban. Finally, I got married to my husband, who was an AFMCite, who was a doctor in the army. My father is happy. Somebody is a doctor. Then there was an opportunity to join the forces. Then I said, why not? My father said, no, you will get hurt. The training is tough. So how many of you all have seen the movie Uri? Uri. Josh hai? Yes. I can't hear. Touch and back. So during training, so our those JCOs used to say, LC, Josh hai? So it's like, हाँ. मैंने सुनाई नहीं दिया. So 100 push-ups. So it used to be training. Initially we used to think, कहाँ फंस गए यार, भाग जाओ. Mummy, I know, I'm sorry. But I never said because I took it as a challenge. It was an ego with my father. But others, yes, because we are all brought up as princesses. The girl in the family is supposed to be most pretty, delicate, and all that. So when being a naval officer's daughter, I should be the one who knows to swim? No. I should be the one who knows to cycle? No. Aare ek hi beti hai, let her be like this. When I went to academy, I fell down, broke my hand. When I went, they pushed me into the swimming pool. I didn't know to swim. I came out like a dog, fetched out by a bully. So these were the things, but I enjoyed. After a certain time, because if it's your dream, if it's your passion, nothing can stop you. So 1 month, it was like, we used to look at each other's face. Raat ko kaun aayega? Change karna hai kya? Then after it's like, अरे रात को आएगा देखा जाएगा. And then whoever used to come, we're like, madam has come, she'll give only 100 push-ups. So it used to be fun. By the time we finished 6 months of training, we became so tough. If somebody used, we didn't even bother, we didn't feel the pain. Now, I peeped it because it is profanity, which we are used to here in Forge. But that's okay. Initially, in 1 month, if any girl used to be, anybody used to say, nobody spoke like that to me. My DS, female DSs used to be, you should be strong. You're going to deal with men. And you'll be only one lady officer in a unit which has 800 men. They'll come and they will tell you. They will make a fool out of you. They will cry because what we do, we think from here. We don't think from here. So Forge makes us strong to think from here. And that's how it is. When I went for my first time in the army, in the unit, my Jawans came and said, Madam, मेरा ना family बहुत उसको पैसा का problem है, मेरे को जाने का, मेरे को sentiments हो रहा. I said, जा, लेकिन फिर क्यों? क्योंकि मेरा तीसरा बच्चा हो रहा. I said, okay, जाके वापस आ, मैडम नसबंदी नहीं करेगा, तू नसबंदी करेगा. And then he's like, how can she talk like that? I said, I will talk like that. That's how we should be. There is no difference. If you want to be in par with men in a male-dominated society, you should have your limits, yes. Be good, be gentle, be beautiful. But when it comes, put your foot down. You should know where the line to draw. Same way architecture, I joined architecture after resenting my father. My mother said, do what you want. 5 years, I realized it's a 5 years course. But then there also, my mother used to be a professor in Khalsa College. 3rd year into architecture, I joined politics. I became the general secretary and the university union leader. My mother said, tell her to get out. That's not right. My father said, you only, let her do what she wants. And I was the only lady. And then I cut my hair like this. And I went, used to put jhola and one kurta and went. And there also in my college, I had strikes. I used to have lathi. Anybody comes, come through me. Then after that, when the time came to join army, my father said no. Hurry, no, she'll get hurt. I got hurt, but it's okay, it's all part and parcel. But he came for my pipping ceremony and he said, I'm proud of you. And after that 5 years, I've had fun. Why? Is because I chose. So it is my choice. It is my choice of passion. It's my choice of profession. It's where I want it to be. It's where I know I will shine. So by the end of the day, where you feel you will shine, please adopt that path. And of course, I married my best friend. So we have a son after many years because postings never gave us an opportunity to procreate. So we had to leave Forge to do that. And then I went abroad, came back, joined a corporate. I didn't like it because we are used to 24-hour duty. Corporate is finished. I couldn't take that. Then I came out and he pushed me into saying, start your work. I said, okay. I made a group, made my own business and made my own team. Then I had my son. And I quote what ma'am and both these esteemed, beautiful guests have said, that what nation building starts from home. But we all talk about starting from home for the girl. No, it's the boy. If the boy, like I have a boy, if he knows how to respect his mother, how to respect her choice. It's my choice to come late from work. It's my choice to do a strenuous job. It's my choice to, by the way, I'm coming from side, so I'm not clad with a beautiful sari, just carried my coat. So it's my choice to go to whichever site I want in heat of 40 degrees where there's no fan AC. But it's my choice that I have to do that work and come back late in the night sometimes. And I'm making him understand. And he says, it's okay, Mama. You have to earn money to buy me a toy. That's all he understands right now. But later he will understand that that's his choice. That's my choice, which he respected and gave me the space. And the days I don't go to work, he says, why are you not going to work? I said, okay, I will go. So it is how you nurture your boys at home. They should be ready to take a competitive woman at home because they are the ones who are going to get married, whether it's a love marriage or arranged marriage. Tomorrow she wants to head anything as a CEO and he is on a business which is okay. So he should not feel that remorse that I am not doing well. That's where nation building also happens. If that understanding is there, then there is progress. If that understanding is, thank you, if that understanding is not there, we are, as ma'am said, we are going to be here only. Again, another five years down the line, we'll still talk about nation building. See, the recipe happens at home. Whether it comes from a mother or whether it comes from you imparting that equality knowledge to your daughter and son. Son is not born on a platter. He's also come from the same root. So the thing is, he should also be told that tomorrow you are going to have a family, you're going to have a wife, she's also going to be independent, she's also going to have a profession. She might also have a fierce profession. If I was not in the army, I would have been a private investigator with taekwondo skills. But yes, whatever profession she chooses, please respect and please make her live her dream. That way your family will be happy. And you can always have a balance. You know, your strength comes from not here, from here. Think and think clearly. All of us can find a way. My father used to say, where there is a will, there is a way. That's what I told him when I'm joining the army. Daddy, where there is a will, there is a way. And he said, go. So, but see, where there is a will, ladies and gentlemen, there is a way. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That is wonderful. And all the three of you represented different streams of thought, but I think it all came home at the same time. We are at 29 minutes, and I'm sure some of the organizers are looking at me and saying, when will this person stop? I will take another 5 minutes. I'll just run them through a last round. One of the things I want to address all the three panelists here, and which I often speak in public meeting, we all speak about successes in life, but we never teach our children how to handle failure. I think that is one aspect that you see when you sadly see people committing suicides in IITs, or even personal things like there was a girl who committed, MBBS doctor committed suicide near my house because her mother didn't allow a cat into the house. Things like that which we don't teach children. Do you think that's an important part? Couple of minutes for each one of you to teach the audience here that it's okay to fail, but it's important to get up and run again. For you.
Thank you. Failure is a partner to me. I've been failing at every step from the beginning. My first failure was when I wrote my 10th grade from 7th, because I was studying in a village and there was no high school. So from 7th grade, I wrote my first 10th grade. Somehow I passed in all the things, but maths was not my forte. I just, failed 3 times in that. And by then, I'm habituated to failures. And after that, there were several times. The reason why the failure actually sounds very heavy on mind is that word itself is kind of stigmatized. People talk, oh, you failed. You have to think failure is a stigma, failure is something that you cannot rebound. Failure is something so precious that we have an opportunity to perform better next time. We never talk like that. We say that don't ever, from the childhood itself, don't fail. Why not? And we have to, again, and I'll come back to home itself, that we have to raise our children offering failure and success with the same fervor in a platter. Saying that, okay, if you failed, it's fine, no problem. Next time you do better. So that the child would not fear to make one more attempt. So, it is okay to fail. And it is, in fact, when I teach in my classes, I have Dhruva here, I tell my students, if it's okay if you bunk a college a day, I don't mind. And if you get less marks, if you fail, it's okay. And probably college won't hire me to teach them back, but it's okay. Why not? So we should not instill that kind of a fear in them, saying that failure is end of the road. Failure is not end of the road. Failure is a bend in the road, and you can make a U-turn and take the same route and go. And failures make you very much stronger, and failures give an opportunity to think very, very clear. And I'm telling you, I think I'm successful in many different, things I do, but every success I had a couple of failures, not just one, more than it's in multiples. So I just enjoy. Even today I take a case, I might lose a case. But for that matter, do you think that I should not go and argue my case? But I'll go with the mindset, I may lose this case. So what is my plan B? So because I have taken like that, today I never go to court, only my juniors go. So before taking up a case, I tell my juniors that it is okay to lose. I start from there. It's okay to lose. No problem. We have many ways. Of course, we get money if we appeal. That's a different thing. That is an incentive. But I told them it's okay, but give your best. Give your best so that you have a ground for appeal. So today, I have started my firm because I had a lot of difficult time coming back to my profession, because it takes, our gestation period is 11 years to, make at least 2,000 rupees in our pocket. That's how the legal field is. So we have 3 phases in our legal field. The first phase, I always tell that first phase is no money, no work. You graduate with so much of difficulty, you go to the law firm, nobody will care you. Even a clerk who's a steno, he thinks us like we are a doormat. Nobody cares us. Second, we continue that, we succeed. Second phase, we'll be loaded with work from, dusting of the files to running around and making a chai and bringing a pan parak to the senior. We do that. And only work, no money. We will have always holes in our pockets, no money at all. But the third phase comes, we will have no work, only money. And that takes minimum 10 years. There is no instant gratification. So that takes that longer distance. So, but we have to, and we have so many failures, we'll hit the wall. But we have to take failure and success with the equal balance. And it is okay to fail. And we ourselves, women, I'll have to be little, biased here. Women take failures very seriously, but men don't. They say it's okay, we will go, maybe they will have a couple of fags and have a beer and have a discussion, and we should be like that. Why not? Of course, I'm not encouraging, I'm coming with the disclaimer, smoking is injurious to health. So we don't have to do that. We'll go on a shopping spree. Okay, or we'll do pujas. We wear a red sari and, run around the temples for 11 days. Whatever it is, but we have to come back. We should never shut down. But so I had so much of difficulty. I left US, I was practicing there, I came back and I restarted a firm here thinking that I'm going to bring all women law firm. But no women came back. And then I had to run the firm without men. Then slowly I started, okay, I will take 2 men. Okay, then rest of the women always having, my daughter is having a period pain, my husband is having a, cold, and my maid did not turn up. They never used to come to work. I mean, that was very difficult for me. Then I said, no, I'm going to have men also. So then I started having men. When the men started working so much, then women also started competing. Now I have an excellent balance of men and women working. So it means there is something really lacking in women that we don't take it very seriously. And we take the failure seriously, but not success. And we have to take failure also seriously, saying that I'm going to see this woman from where they have come. Look at their voice. Look at their success. Do you think they have not hit failures? Have you not hit failures? It is okay. You have to start with, I'm going to fail. And then you start from there. And failure is like, having a bitter medicine with a glass of water. We have to take a pill bitter pill to get cured. So failure and success are equal terms in our life, and we have to have it in our life, and we don't have to talk much about failure at all. It's going to be there. Thank you.
That's wonderful, because as they say, when you're a small child, when you're running, I quote this as an example in many of my talks, when you're a very small kid, when he or she is running, they fall down. And the first thing they do is they get up and look to see the mom and dad are nearby. If they see them, they start crying. Otherwise, they just dust themselves and start running again. That is something that we should learn from life, that don't depend on anybody for support. But we have Rekha here, who incidentally, I should put in a caveat that she had to take a lot of permission from DRDO saying what she should speak, what she should not speak in a public forum, especially when it's being recorded, and maybe it'll go on YouTube tomorrow. So Rekha, I won't go into ask you where you failed, where you succeeded, but in normal terms, when in your job, in your high pressure job like what you have, is it okay to fail? We had PSLVs failing in ISRO. I'm sure all those people who work for ages on that project would have gone really into a depression. But I'm sure they'll dust themselves and say, chalo, yeah, let's start again. Is that the way it is?
So especially in research organizations, any task we take doesn't ensure 100% success. This we know on day one when we start working on it. However, being ambitious, thinking that we should develop a technology which is on par with the world scenario, we take up very tough tasks where we have zero knowledge, sometimes negative knowledge also. We start building it, and approximately 1,000 personnel will be working on it day and night to meet the schedule, to make it operational, to make it success. We never design for a system to fail. At the same time, there may be certain points which either because of our ignorance, of lack of technical knowledge, lack of literature, we would have assumed something, gone ahead, and it would have ended in failure. In our organizations, such a failure is treated as a treasure trove of success. Reason, you know what you have done wrong. So you have assessed what not to do now. So you will concentrate on how to do it right. So a failure also should be considered as a path for success. This is what we are taught. Incidentally, in 2003, during my first year of joining DRDO, we had Dr. Kalam sir, who came all the way to see a new state-of-art missile technology. Sir was president then. That particular mission was a failure. All of us were so much dejected, and sir came to address, and I can tell you people were crying because nobody expected such a failure. And when sir addressed, so what he said is, you brought this system till launchpad. That is, for the past 3 years, you people have been working, you people have been solving number of failures and brought it till launchpad. That itself is a success. It has cleared the launch pad and flown for 2 minutes. That itself says up to 2 minutes, whatever technologies you have realized are a success. So he has motivated us. Those words, still our organization believes in those words. Nobody designs for a failure. Similar to what ma'am has told, the child will not want to fail. It happens. So there should be acceptance from family, from peers, from friends and neighbors. Such a thing happen. It can happen in any household. There should be acceptance that failures are part of life. And children also should know to compromise. Today's generation, if you see, they think world revolves around us, like what sir has quoted, MBBS graduates, because the pet is not allowed. Children have become so sensitive that they expect the world should revolve around them and they cannot take a no. This is one problem, especially our generation is facing. Because of busy work hours, by the time I go home, I will have very limited time to spend with my child. I don't want my child to be unhappy. So whatever they ask, I give. This is what we are ending up in doing. Whereas when I was growing up, my parents never knew when I am coming home, when I am outside. Such kind of monitoring was never there. So I was given the freedom to grow. Whereas today's generation do not have that kind of time, or they are not able to spend quality time with parents or any family members, that they are considering that everybody should accept my way of thinking. Probably our side also, we have this responsibility of making the child to understand that each child is a role model for next generation. I always tell my elder one that you are a role model to your brother. So you should set an example of how you should be, then only he will learn. I tell my son also the same thing. You are a role model to your cousin. So you try to set an example. If you have done something wrong, you have done something to attract attention, you tell your cousin not to do that. That is how you should build relation. If each child is left alone without any interaction with any of the family members, this is bound to happen. They don't know adjustment, they don't know compromise, they don't know failure. Not getting class first also is affecting the child. It is that bad today. In our generation, if we are passing, that itself is great. We used to get sweets and distribute. Today it is not so. I am not class topper. The child closes the room and weeps like anything. So child should be taught about failures. The way ma'am is saying, failure is not a big thing. You can fail. You may lose some company, you may build and it may fail, it may collapse overnight. You should be ready for it and start building from scratch. So this kind of training, I believe that we should give to our children. Then only they will be able to take up societal challenges. Thank you.
I'll take only 2 more minutes, don't worry. Major Divya, coming to you, I know in army, when you shoot, it might not be going straight sometimes, but or when you build a bridge, it might pontoon might just collapse like that. In your life, personal and professional, has there been moments when you felt that fine, it's okay to fail, but very important not to repeat that mistake again?
So for us, it's an occupational hazard, no failure. One failure is equal to hundreds dying. So that's what we've been trained. But yes, we cheat sometimes. But not during the actual time, when during all kinds of exercises, it's okay. But when we actually go to build a fence, we don't know where is the land mine, we don't know all those kind of things. So it is something where whatever we learn, we have to take it very seriously. See, failure is something, it is human. We are ultimately not God. We are human. Even a doctor, he's also not God. He also will fail. Even we as army officers, whoever is on the border, like we don't get the chance to go, we are on the back end. But whoever's on the border, they're still under pressure. So failure is something which is inevitable. You have to then be under some kind of a coma to be dazed like the terrorists and then do whatever you want. But here under training, we are taking care of the rest of the people. So army, occupational hazard, we can't have any failure. Again, architecture, if I fail, the client's money is gone. So again, when you come to business, failure is akin to money. Time is money, failure, money. And then your reputation is at stake. But all this, if you know how to balance it out and say, it's okay, we'll manage. Now, that is what we have to learn from our childhood itself. Something which probably my parents have said, it's okay. But yes, I come from a South Indian family, so there is no, again, no failure. Otherwise, I'll be caned. But that was that generation. Because I'm in my family, everybody is like, I have a brother who's from BITS Pilani, I have another brother who's from IIT, I was from JJ, then I joined. So everybody, my parents are all under competition. So the South Indian, basically it's against society. Even if you fail, you tell your child it's okay, and auntie will come and say, "Arey beta, fail ho gaya. Abhi kya karenge? Medicine mein seat milega." That itself will create the mental torture for the child. For example, it's a true example. Now I don't know whether I should share it here, but poor thing, don't tell my son. But he's 6 years, he's just UKG. At home, we don't speak much of Hindi. His best friend speaks Hindi. He had Hindi class. I don't teach him. I say, beta, you do whatever you want, you're very good. And school also says he just won the all-rounder child for the school, all-rounder award. But when he came back from Hindi class that night, he had an episode from 11 to 4, he had a nightmare. And he's going on yelling, Shatkon, Shatkon, Shah say Shatkon. I'm like, what happened, Adi? Get up. And I didn't know what, did I torture him? Because we did not even do him practice, because he just plays. And then I went to the school, are you doing something? He says, no. He finishes his homework. And so you can imagine the kind of peer pressure that child is building at UKG. And I'm looking at my husband and saying, now, what if he joins Fauj? Because we both are Fauji. Then I told him, see, you don't have to bother. If you fail, it's okay. You will still pass. But it's okay if you're getting less marks. It's okay. Never mind. I am not pressurizing you. Daddy doesn't want. If you want ice cream, I'll still go buy you. Because I always used to say that if you do well, you should deserve anything that you get. Money is not free. We are all working hard. So whatever you want, you should deserve it. And I give him. I am that mother who gives him because he does it. But then he thought that because he did not perform well, I will not give him, or I will cry. I said, I will not cry for all this. Yes, I will cry if tomorrow mother comes and says, he teased my daughter. Yes, I'll cry and I'll give you one tight slap. That's the only, but now he doesn't understand. But the most important thing is to make our child understand, and also tell them that if your auntie comes and says, Arey beta, you got very less marks, forget it. My mother is not bothered na, my father is not bothered na, I am not bothered. And choose your friends. Of course, it's not in our hands, it's in theirs. We have to just groom them. Whatever they do, whatever they think, we have to do. That is again another very important topic in nation building. What kya karegi maa? But we have to do that. We are a shadow, even if we are at home or we are in work. Even if I am in a male-dominated society, I have to come back and see whether he's done his homework, whether he ate food, what did he eat, what did he do. But that all has to be balanced. At the same time, we have to be present in their emotional needs. If we are not, then this is what happens. What is the use of getting an admission in MBBS and then hanging off? So the emotional needs, no pressure. So that's I think what we all, I think I'm the most youngest parent here, but all of you all have surpassed. I think I should ask everyone, how have you done it? But today is AI is in picture, and it's the most scariest thing.
True.
It's the most scariest thing ever. Thank you.
Thank you, Meja. I wish we could go on and on and on. I'm sure the audience would have loved it, but I'm getting all kind of smoke signals from there saying the time is up and you have surpassed your time. I can see the clock. 49 minutes into this session. Thank you very much, Major Divya, Kantideka, and Priya Iyengar. Wonderful speaking to all of you, and I'm sure the audience would have loved it too. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for truly an inspiring and impactful discussion. Well, listening to the lovely ladies and dynamic ladies, I would say there is a strong urge. Firstly, to reborn, and secondly, to fail so badly now. Thank you so much. Well, we'll now proceed with the felicitation. May I request the HMA members to kindly come forward and do the honors. I request Saracha, sir, to kindly come forward. Rajshekar, sir, please join us.
See, when you clap, na, like this or like this, okay? So it generates a lot of energy in your hands also. And it is free. And after lunch, we want to test how many people are active. You will not lose anything. Please clap. They came all the way to share their thoughts. And that too, when they said that nation building starts from home, in terms of entrepreneurship or in terms of grooming your kids. After this session, we'll have individual session and then one panel on entrepreneurship. Today, if you look at Telangana stands with a 42 members of 42% in terms of females leading MSME, standing second in the country. We'll have one special session and